Hey everyone, how's it going? Colin from Gaming Through the Ages here. As a kid, I've always loved Paper Mario. Specifically, I started with Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Afterwards, I went back and played the original, and I've always enjoyed the worlds that the games present, the combat system, the witty dialogue. But Nintendo kind of abandoned all of that when they released Super Paper Mario and Sticker Star and Color Splash and Origami King. I haven't played all of them, but the ones that I have played, I didn't really care for that much, and I figured that this formula was just left to the dustbin of history. That is, until Bug Fables came out. Now, Bug Fables came out a few years ago, but I didn't really get a chance to play it because I wanted to wait for this physical edition to come in. However, as you'll notice, this is still sealed because this shit's also on Game Pass, so we're going to break out the Xbox Series X. We're going to give this game a good look. Guys, if you like this review and you like coverage of games from yesterday and today, RPGs, platformers, and the like, feel free to give me a subscribe and a like. That being said, is Bug Fables the Paper Mario successor that we've been looking for? Let's get into it. Bug Fables is set in the world of Bugaria, which is populated by a variety of sentient insects. You begin in the Ant Kingdom, ruled by Queen Elizant II. The scene opens upon two of your playable characters, V and Kabu. V is a bee who wishes to prove herself by being an adventurer. She comes from the neighboring bee kingdom, but ran away to explore the rest of Bugaria. More than anything, she wants to find huge riches and treasure. Kabu is a beetle who is guided by a strong sense of justice and appears to be tortured by some kind of trauma from his past. V and Kabu team up to take on a request from the Adventurers Guild to explore Snakemouth Den. While in Snakemouth Den, V and Kabu find Leaf, a moth with mysterious magical abilities. It becomes evident very early on that something is weird with him. He almost always uses the word we instead of I, and he has a lot of memories of the Ant Kingdom before Queen Elizant II took the throne. One of the driving mysteries of the game's plot is Leaf's past. Something that I really want to praise this game for is how it fleshes out the main characters. Take Paper Mario as a point of comparison. In those games, Mario is a completely flat character who almost never speaks. His companions take on the role of the speaking protagonist, but their characters almost never develop past the chapter you find them in. But in this game, each of your main protagonists speak and play an active role in the story. They have their own motivations and backstories that get revealed over the course of the narrative. V's story goes deep into her relationship with her sister, which is simultaneously filled with feelings of jealousy, inadequacy, but love, too. Kabu's story reveals the deep sense of survivor's guilt he faces, and his efforts to overcome and make his life worth living. I'm not going to get into Leaf's backstory here, but it is an absolutely fascinating story that really adds to the lore of Bug Fables. The world is populated with a large cast of characters that really makes it feel like a fleshed-out place to explore. To me, the biggest standout is the reoccurring pair Mathiva and Zasp. Mathiva is an opera star who doubles as an adventurer, while Zasp is a warrior who travels around to protect her and join her on her adventures. You enter into a bit of a rivalry with them since they believe that they're naturally better than you, but you keep showing them up. As the game goes on, you start to see that Zasp has gained respect for you as warriors, but he can't really show it because Mathiva's pride is too large, and Zasp is in love with Mathiva. Getting to know these characters as you alternately clash with them one moment and cooperate with them the next is a real treat. But I gotta say, the lore of this world is really cool. This is a world with a history that is revealed to you both by books that you find around the world and by environmental details. I distinctly remember the sense of realization I felt when I got through the desert and arrived at the Bee Kingdom. Up in the Bee Kingdom, you can look through a telescope to get a sense of your environment, only to realize that that desert you walked through, that was a sandbox. No, I mean a literal sandbox that you'd find in a backyard. In fact, you also see a fence and a house, suggesting that you are in someone's backyard. Yet there are no humans to be seen. The game hints that a nuclear event wiped out human life. At the same time, that event gave insects sentience, allowing them to start building their own civilizations. The first to do so are the roaches, who achieved a large degree of technological prowess before they disappeared. Afterwards, the ants moved on to their turf, setting up their own kingdom along with the bees, wasps, and beetles. The game even hints that there are foreign lands to the east, of which little is known. Maybe somebody else's house? Who knows? I can't help but hope that a sequel lets us explore those new lands. Something that really enhances this feeling of world cohesion are the inclusion of side quests. These quests vary in difficulty, rewards, and honestly in how worth they are to do, but all of them contribute to the sense that Bugaria is a real place. Some of these quests, such as the ones that explore character backstories or the card battling tournament, are really worthwhile, and I can't recommend enough that you go do them. Now, I didn't do all of the side quests, but I did do a lot of them, because unlike with a game like Memories of Celceta, I wanted to learn more about Bugaria and its inhabitants. And gameplay-wise, Bug Fables is Paper Mario. Full stop. It doesn't even try to hide its inspiration. And this isn't a complaint, by the way. Nintendo hasn't done jack all with this formula since Thousand Year Door, so it's great that someone came along to carry the formula further. At its core, you guide Team Snakemouth through the overworld to various locations, where you need to achieve a specific goal, usually to find some sort of relic. Along the way, you'll explore the location and uncover an underlying story that further develops the world. I will say that in Paper Mario, each location feels mostly walled off from each other, but as I've been saying, this isn't the case here. You'll constantly see travelers from different regions in each location, sometimes even the same NPCs. It's something that I just keep coming back to in this review. The world feels cohesive and well thought out. Battle is turn-based and operates almost exactly like Paper Mario, with a few exceptions. The first is that instead of 2 party members at a time, in this game, you have 3 active at once. Just like in Paper Mario, you pick attacks from a menu and use time-based inputs to increase that attack's damage output. There are 2 types of attacks, standard attacks and skills. Standard attacks are free, while skills take up TP. The strategy in this game comes from who attacks and when. You can switch the order each party member attacks, and even give up one character's round so that another can attack twice, or even 3 times, depending on how you set it up. If you use a skill that uses 2 different characters, so-called tag team moves, then that uses up both of their actions for that round. It's your job as the player to balance when to go all out, and when to conserve your resources for that next round. Just like Paper Mario, when you level up, you can choose to increase your hit points, your technical points, or your badge points. The badge system works identically to that one in Paper Mario, except that each individual character equips their own badges, though the pool of BP is shared among all 3. Badges are how you learn a lot of new abilities, as well as increase certain attributes, like attack or defense. To be honest, I've never quite liked how the Paper Mario games lock power level increases behind finding the right badges. And in this game, it feels even weirder because most of the badges that let you increase your attack power also increase the amount of damage you take. So far as I could tell, there are only 2 straight-up attack increase badges in the whole game, at least I only found 2, and yet you have 3 characters. But that being said, I never felt like this lack of damage increase options inhibited my ability to progress, so I have to praise the balance of the game. Finally, I gotta give a brief mention to the soundtrack. These tracks are absolutely rockin' and boppin'. I do think that I've added a new favorite to my list of soundtracks with this game, and I would absolutely add this to my video game music playlist on Spotify, were it on Spotify. Go look these songs up on YouTube. You won't regret it. Guys, I just gotta flat out say it. I fucking love this game. The charm is palpable, the combat is fun, and it takes everything that I loved about Paper Mario and made it even better. While it keeps the witty writing and expressive art style of Paper Mario, it adds a well-fleshed-out backstory and world, and gives us characters that we actually care about. The combat is Paper Mario's, but the addition of a third party member and the ability to give turns to other party members adds a level of depth that Paper Mario was lacking. I want a sequel, and I want it yesterday. This game is fan-fucking-tastic, and everyone should give it a look. Well, guys, that was my review of Bug Fables. Bug Fables is fucking awesome. And if you like the Paper Mario games at all, or if you like RPGs at all, you really got to play this. You know, I've been thinking even today that a lot of the games that really struck a chord with me since I started making this channel, that really started, making me view them as art pieces, they were indie games. Bug Fables is an indie game. Golf Story is an indie game. Blue Fire was an indie game. And I think that I'm starting to get more of an appreciation for the indie studios out there. But as I said, guys, if you like this review, if you like what we do here, please go ahead and give me a subscribe, give me a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you next week for more content from gaming through the ages. Have a great day, everyone.